Hello, boys and girls. This is episode 47 and a half in a series called It's Just Never Easy. So I had this frost-free faucet on the outside of my house. Now, when we bought the house 6 years ago, it was in the following condition. You turn this thing, and 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 the water never shuts off. Now, they had addressed this by capping very badly. I don't want to get into the details, but they had capped off the faucet. So obviously they broke this and they decided to just cap it off and not use it. So anyways, I decided that I was going to fix this. I put it off for a long time. I was talking to a friend of mine and, I'd been thinking about trying to remove this, and he said, just do it. You can't possibly make it any worse. So what the heck, I'm going to go for it, right? So I followed the procedure to take this thing off. The way this works is you unscrew that, you take the handle off the end, then you take this bit off here, unscrew that, take that off, okay? There's a little washer in there that didn't come with it, but whatever. And then this part here, this part screws in. This is the part that screws into the tube that this goes into, the packing nut. So you unscrew that nut there, take that off, and then you just pull this whole thing out. Easy peasy, right? Take this thing out, then buy another one, put it in. So I took this thing out, and I'm looking at the manufacturer's list of parts because they have a bunch of different variations of this part. I was also playing with it a little bit to see if I could figure out what the problem is. This is how it works. A little quarter turn there opens and closes this part on the inside. So really, I was kind of wondering why it wasn't working. I actually reinstalled it to see if maybe taking it out and putting it back in would fix it, but no, it just continued to turn. It almost felt like, if you don't hold the end here, then it'll turn, but as long as this end is fixed, then it opens and closes. So what's the problem? And then I'm looking at their pictures, and I realize that this piece here is supposed to be this piece here. There's something missing over here. So I go and I look down into the tube that this fits into, and lo and behold, what do I see? Well, spoiler alert, but I look down there with a flashlight because I realize that this is supposed to look like that. This is what this assembly is supposed to look like. It's one piece. This doesn't come off. So I look down there and I realize it's snapped off. Now this is 9 inches inside the house, down a little tube that this goes in. So after hemming and hawing for a while, and I try a bunch of different things, I noticed these little veins on here. And so I get a bent paper clip, and the bent paper clip almost reaches. And then I get some pliers so that I can get an extra, just tiny little bit. And I got my flashlight, and I got my pliers, and I got my bent paper clip. And my plan is I'm going to pull this unit right out. So I just very gently, carefully, I managed to hook that, and I pull. And I end up with this piece. So yeah. Fortunately for me, I'm then turns out the bent paperclip trick works twice. So hooking that somehow on the lip in here, I managed to get it back in and yank the whole thing out. So now I've managed to retrieve this assembly, and indeed, it's broken. There's actually a threaded bit here that looks like it would thread inside of there, and it's actually snapped off there. I think what happens, this is a quarter turn valve, and I think people turn it and they reef on it. And they just, a quarter turn doesn't feel like it's all the way. It's very quick, and it's got this big handle, big beefy handle, super beefy handle. I don't know why this handle has to be so beefy for a quarter turn, because when this is on there, the temptation is extremely strong to crank it. And when you crank it, snap. And unfortunately, it snaps off, leaving this piece deep inside the house with a couple of O-rings holding it in. So luckily, I was able to get that out. So now I think I can just buy another one of these pieces. I'll just buy the whole damn thing and put this in, and I should be good to go. Anyway, it's never that easy. That's all. Bye.